Hey people, what's going on? It's your old pal CHH here, and today we are looking at the monumental Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K HDR release from Dark Sky Films. I went back and forth when I saw what Second Sight was putting out, and I kind of just said, you know what, I think Dark Sky's doing it better, quite frankly. I just like the appeal of this release. It's simple, got a really cool slip art on there. I love that eyeball shot with Leatherface in there, and I just thought this was a fantastic looking release. So you could get this version from Dark Sky available now. I think you can get these at some Best Buys. You just got to check online to see if it has them at your stores. Or you can get a Steelbook version, which is going to feature the original poster art. But fear not, if you get this release, that's the artwork on the 4K. So I'm really happy with this. But when it comes to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K release, I was looking at some people's thoughts on the post I made earlier today about it. It seems like most people are really happy. I can say that I'm really happy. I'll talk about the details with the release itself. One of the things I saw people saying was they noticed what they thought were influxes of picture quality jumps. Like some stuff looked a lot better than other stuff. And I would agree with that, but I think what that is just the authenticity, if you will, of the filmmaking for this movie. I mean, this was guerrilla filmmaking. They were using 16mm cameras for this. And I think there's clearly shots where they utilized the image the best they could and some stuff better than other moments. And I think that doesn't mean anything looks bad. I think everything that this movie looks amazing. I love 16mm film. It's got that professional yet dangerous look to it. That's the only way I can describe 16. When you've got 16 in the hands of talented people, nothing tops it. And I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre might be my favorite 16mm film movie. The 4K looks great. Let's get that straight. And I think the HDR is really helpful, especially in the nighttime stuff. Some of the biggest moments for me that I thought looked fantastic were a lot of the nighttime stuff, especially where Franklin and his sister Sally are outside at night. They're yelling for their friends. They can't find them, and Leatherface shows up out of nowhere. Boom. That stuff, the HDR makes it really pop. There's more definition in the nighttime scenes. Even though it's extremely dark, I can get a good view of Sally running and Franklin. Like, the nighttime stuff looked great. Some of my favorite moments, obviously, was the dinner table scene. That scene looked really good in 4K. I saw the biggest jump for that. And one of my favorite things I noticed in the 4K was how good the face lamp looked above the table. That just looked creepy in 4K. I think the dinner table scene really is what benefited the most. But the outdoor stuff, too, looks great. I mean, one thing I want to say, and I can attest to this from experience, I had a 55 or a 50-inch 4K TV I was watching on before my movies with, and I just got a 70-inch QLED 4K TV. And I'm in love with it, by the way. I took my old TV and played the movie, then I took the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and put on my new TV, my even bigger TV. Granted, it's a QLED, but I notice it's like the bigger the picture, the smaller the details are. The smallest details you're able to see better. I mean, it sounds like an obvious thing, but it really is noticeable. Like, for instance, there's I don't know how to explain this. The bigger the image, the bigger the screen, there's a better fluidity to the motions of people moving. It's not like the frames are different. It's still 24 frames for cinema, but like there's a fluidity that's really great that I'm noticing. And in this movie, the scene where they pull up to the gas station, I believe for the first time, or it was to the house that Franklin's daddy or granddaddy owned, I can't remember right now, but the scene where the drunk guy leans back and he goes, "I see things." You can really notice the detail in the grass that he's laying on, in the depth of the image. So the daytime sequences all look great. You're going to see a shine, but you're going to notice the biggest jump, in my opinion, with the darker stuff because of the HDR, just the more clarity and seeing all the data in the image. And, you know, despite this being blown up, I guess, for 35 because this was shot in 16, I mean, I was super happy. I think this is the most authentic, real, best way we're going to be able to see this movie ever look. And I really loved it. This reminded me a lot of the Elite Laserdisc that I got in the 90s that Toby oversaw big time and just looked fantastic. So I'm super happy with this release, and it comes with 2 discs. Let's talk about this. I know that the Steelbook, I believe, comes with a poster. This does not come with a poster, but you're going to get 2 discs in here. Your 4K movie, and the Blu-ray is disc 2, which has your special features. You're going to get, I'm going to show some B-roll footage close-up of the release right now, but I will say, like, you're going to get a new documentary on here, which is great. I loved it. I'm almost done with it. It's the new feature-length documentary, The Legacy of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I just think it's great that they have a new feature length. I think this is going to be on the second site release as well. I'm not 1,000% sure on that, but yeah, I love that. This is not a super high-end 4K release in terms of like how much new stuff and bells and whistles you get, but the price, I guess, is fair-ish. I mean, it was $32. I think the Steelbook was even more money, but it is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so I think they kind of got you there, and I think this is a big release for Dark Sky, so like I kind of get it, but I would have liked to have seen maybe a $24, $25 price range for this, honestly. But you know what? It's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm really happy not only to have this release, but to have a good release. You're going to get a lot of old stuff on here, too. One of the bigger ones is The Shocking Truth, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the conversations with Friedkin and Hooper, Terry McMahon. You're going to get Ron Bosman, Grandpa's Tales, an interview with actor John Dugan, blooper reels, outtakes from The Shocking Truth, Horror's Hallowed Grounds, which is big. So you're going to get a stacked release right here with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K. A lot of the old stuff is ported over, but you've got a new feature-length documentary that I was really enjoying. Definitely check that out. Even if you're not a 4K person, I can understand wanting to get this for just like as trophy for having what I consider the greatest horror film ever with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and also having the new documentary. So I'm going to give this 2 thumbs up. Really loved experiencing this movie on 4K on my brand new 70-inch 4K QLED TV, which just looked beautiful, and I think it's the best this film is ever going to look. I do understand how some people are saying they're noticing a little quality of the image, I guess, but I think that's genuinely the filmmaking itself and just the ups and downs from scene to scene in slight ways that you're noticing. I think that they did the absolute best job they can on restoring this movie without question, and I think it's the best the film will ever look, and I'm just really happy with it. I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's all downhill from here. The greatest horror film has now been out on 4K now. What else do we have? Actually, there's a lot else we can get, but definitely get this, guys. I really do like the release. Let me know if you're going to pick this up or get the Steelbook version, and let me know if you're going to hold out for second sight, guys. Thank you for watching. This is good old CHH. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you to all of my Patreon supporters who make videos like this possible. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you very much.